I'm good. How are you?
Great. How was your weekend this evening?
My weekend was pretty good. I did some work today, but had a lot of meetings yesterday. It was very scheduled yesterday. It wasn't very much fun. How about you?
For what activities?
I had some band stuff again for Advent weekend. We had some like meet and greet events, and I think I had some meetings with classes. And then I went out to dinner. That was really fun.
Yeah? That's super fun. How's the band going? How does that work during other quarters that aren't, football season?
So when it's not football season or basketball season, in the winter we play for the basketball games, and in the spring, since there's no sports that we play for, we'll play at rallies. So people will request we come to their events, and we just show up and play some stuff and then leave.
Oh yeah, you said you went to the Davis thing the other week.
Yeah, UC Davis has their Battle of the Bands, or technically they call it their picnic day, but they invite a lot of bands that are similar to us in terms of weirdness. We have a grand old time next to a lake.
I actually didn't know there were bands similar to you in terms of weirdness.
Yeah, I know. Neither did I until last year when I went. But the UC Irvine band is like that, as well as the Humboldt State band. And the Humboldt State band is they're actually weird. We're kind of pretend weird. They're weird. Yeah. But it's a lot of fun. We're all kindred spirits. So.
Yeah, that sounds really fun.
Yeah. Yeah, we actually, this past weekend, we played a lacrosse game. It was the only time we've played lacrosse. It was their game against Cal. And we were supposed to come in and play at halftime, but they finished their halftime about 5 minutes early, so when we rushed the field to play, they were actually coming on for the second half. And so we played literally half of a song, and then they kicked us off, and it was really awkward.
That sounds really awkward.
Yeah, and it happened to be the one right after the Profro barbecue, and so we actually had brought some of the Profros with us. And we were promising them, it's this does not happen, this is not typical. Please don't think this is what happens with band.
That's funny, I feel like the Profros would be really into band. It's such a Stanford, on the cover of a magazine type thing.
Yeah, I hope they didn't get the wrong impression, because we just looked like morons, even more so than usual. So.
Did you meet any cool Profros you like?
Yeah, there were some cool ones. I'm gonna try hard to remember their names for next year. I think that'd be really cool for them if one of the upperclassmen would remember them and address them by name.
No,
that would be
definitely.
very impactful.
I didn't go to my Advent weekend.
Oh, yeah?
So I don't know.
Did you have something else you were doing, or what?
No, I knew I was going to go to Stanford. So
nice. My
parents weren't really down to pay for me to go somewhere, and I knew I was going to go. So was your Stanford decision easy like that? Or?
Yeah, very easy. But I decided to come anyway because one, I'm local, and two, it's just an excuse to hang out on campus.
Is being local a fun thing, or more of I know the city already?
No, in fact, I don't know this area well at all, because when I was at home, I just would never go anywhere. It would be I'd go to school, and I'd go home, and I'd go to soccer practice, and all this stuff, but I wouldn't ever really go out. And so I never actually came on Stanford campus often either, maybe a half a dozen times total. And so it was all very new. And now I don't go home that often, just turn the errands and to pick up stuff. So it's convenient to live close to home, but it doesn't intrude in life, which is a very good thing.
Yeah, I bet. Did a lot of people from your school stay around here? Friends from high school?
Yeah, a fair number of people from the high school stayed locally, but not necessarily a lot of my friends. We had a lot of people going to San Jose State and Foothill College and stuff.
San Jose is not too far though, right?
No, it's not. Yeah, it's half an hour, 40 minutes from here.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends that like to go. Stanford Concert Network has their concert thing. San Jose State apparently is a really good concert network.
Oh yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, so that a lot of people end up going to concerts on there.
Yeah, I definitely had some music audition stuff for the county honor band or at San Jose State. So I went there all the time.
What instrument do you play again?
I play trumpet. And I play in both band and wind ensemble. So.
Okay. Is the trumpet section in band pretty serious, or are a lot of people haven't played before?
No, across all sections, it's pretty consistent that there's varying levels of experience. That maybe you'll have like 3 or 4 really experienced players, and then 3 or 4 medium experience, and then the rest literally learn when they join in.
Right, that must be fun to teach them, though.
Yeah,
right?
it's interesting, for sure.
Especially as a freshman last year.
Yeah, having to teach some other freshmen and stuff like that. Yeah, it can also be pretty frustrating because, musicality just goes out the window. And, you just have to get your teeth.
I saw you guys at the Rose Parade.
Oh yeah, that was so much fun.
You guys were so good.
Oh, that's great to hear.
Very honestly, I love the band. They're great. But they're very disorganized purposely, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But you're just so almost ruly in a very fun way.
Yeah, that's what we go for. And there's a great picture of us. There's an aerial photo of when the stealth bomber went over the stadium, and we were
in the USA.
We spelled USA, and so that was in the middle of the Star Spangled Banner. That was really awesome.
No, that's super. You're gonna remember that forever.
Exactly.
Definitely. I heard you and Dunn, right? The drummer.
Who?
Dunn. Or Daniel Tier.
Oh yeah, Fupa.
Is he on Fupa?
Yeah, that's his band name.
I had him. He was my CRA. So I did C, it was a summer engineering thing.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, so he was my RA for that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, he was really cool. But didn't he skateboard during?
Yep.
That's so unreal.
Yeah. I think there were a couple people who might have done that.
That's really impressive.
Yeah. That was a fun time.
That's good. It sounds like a good weekend. What'd you do? Did it today? Sunday?
Yeah, today's Sunday. Today was kind of a work day / pretend work day. Because I didn't waste a lot of time, but oh well. I have a piece I have to finish in a midterm tomorrow.
Are you coming back?
I am, no, so this is ME 80.
Oh, okay. I'm bio people have midterms too. ME 80, what class?
That's mechanics and materials, and it's very poorly taught, unfortunately, so it's going to be an interesting major.
That is too bad. Maybe do group study a little?
Yeah, I might. A friend of mine in the class just texted me before this saying, yeah, have you finished the piece yet? I have a question. So I'm going to have to get back to him.
Are you ME major for sure?
Yeah.
Is that what type? I know it seems like they're
what type? Yeah, people keep asking me that, and I don't actually have a specialization yet. I don't know. I think there's the 3 tracks that they kind of have are the thermodynamics track, the mechanics track, and the design track, to my knowledge. And you really only have 2 elective courses that you pick to determine a track. So I've never really considered it to be that serious. But at this point, I might lean towards design.
But you don't, not product design?
No, not product design as a major, just design is kind of like a slant of ME, maybe. I like being in the shop and building stuff.
That's awesome. I'm really into graph design, so I like doing stuff on the computer because I can never do things with my hands.
Oh, yeah.
So that's very, you understand the build stuff.
Yeah, you have a lot of control with the computer.
Yeah.
It's something really nice. You can create really cool stuff really fast.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, I was in LA all weekend.
Yeah, how was that?
It was really fun.
Tournament?
Yeah. It was super fun. We stayed at a girl's house. It was a really nice house.
I'm sure.
So that was, of course, crazy and fun.
Yeah. So how many people go down for a weekend?
How many people go down? It was 18 of us.
Wow. Is that the whole team? Or?
That's the whole team. One girl didn't go.
Wow.
It's actually really stressful for subbing because we're only 11 people in play. There's only 35-minute halves.
Right.
So.
Only 35. So.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't really need to take anyone out because it's only 35s. But people are we're in LA, so we want to play.
Yeah. And it's. I feel like in varsity, it's expected that there are going to be those people who never really see playing time. But if you're on the club team, you kind of want to play.
Yeah, exactly. Or especially because we only have one tournament.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because we play in leagues, but we only have one pretty big tournament. So then people are "This is it! I want my my time."
Yeah.
What was it like for you in high school? like
Oh
soccer.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. High school soccer for me was an interesting experience because I joined like a competitive team pretty late in the game. That was like 5th or 6th grade, at least late for our area. And we had just, when I joined the team, they had just actually moved up to Class 1 Division 1, and so it was like kind of the upper level of the CYSA league, and I had never played competitively before. And so they took me on originally as a training buddy, and then I was with them in that capacity for about a year. And then they had a bunch of people drop the team, and so they had a spot for me. But basically, from when I joined in 6th grade until the team ended up breaking apart in 9th grade, I was like the next person who's going to be cut from the team. So I just like rode that bubble all the way up. So the team got like way better, and I got way better, but we were always in parallel, and so like the average was up here, and I was like just barely. So when it came to tournaments and like playing time, I would like go up, like kill all weekend just for that. So it was that deal. And then when the team disbanded and I went to like a lower level team, Joe, definitely one of the best players.
It's better to be on the like.
Yeah. So I'm definitely glad that I had that experience because it meant I got a really solid fundamental technique base of that. And so I'm much more confident in my ability.
Did any of those guys go on to play in college?
Yeah, a lot of them did. In fact, yeah, I wasn't really that close with any of them except for my one friend from
Oh
and
yeah.
he was on that team. He is not playing, he's playing club actually.
So he lives in Israel, like his family does?
Yeah.
But he goes to school in California.
He now goes, yeah. So, well, because he was a sophomore when he left. So he had just 2 years of high school in Israel, so he's still, he like thinks of himself mostly as American. I wanted to go to American college.
You think he's gonna stay around America? Like life?
Yeah, I'm not actually sure. There's also an issue of him with the military because by living there for 2 years, he's technically supposed to do his military service, but he kind of finagled his way out of it to go to school. And so there might actually be a stigma issue with him going back to Israel, that if it's like a pretty big deal when you like apply for jobs and whatnot. One of the first questions they ask you is like, you know, what division did you serve? And if he says, no, I didn't do it, that's like black mark on your record kind of thing.
No, I bet.
So
That's really interesting. I never thought of that.
Yeah.
So different from like American.
oh yeah, he was in a very interesting predicament, and it was like he had a big decision to make whether like which path to go down. Yeah, he applied to Stanford and he was really interested in coming here, and he ended up getting waitlisted. And then also got into Claremont McKenna, committed to Claremont, and then got in waitlisted to Stanford. And yeah, so I didn't actually, like he didn't tell me this until after after the deadline passed and he like fully decided to go to Claremont. And then he told me, I got into Stanford off the waitlist. And I was like, why did you not come? It's like, dude, we could have like been here together. And he said that he was so, first of all, he felt that, you know, since he got in off the wait list, it's like, well, they didn't really want me. I was just kind of like a fill-in person.
Oh my gosh, so not.
And yeah, and also, like, he was a little bit of a grudge, right? It's like, they just, like I tried talking to them while I was on the wait list and saying like, I need to speak to an admissions person, and they wouldn't let me, so I just like, don't feel so good about them anymore. And I was like, it's in the past, just say yes. Yeah, that was.
That's hard though. It's really hard. I did TSF hours the other day for club soccer.
Oh yeah.
And then for some reason, like the lady who's like working next to me for like as a weekend setup school as an admissions officer.
Oh yeah.
And she's like kind of like explaining the process and how like serious they take and like all this stuff, and I was like,
Oh, I can't even imagine.
right? That's so crazy. Like,
Yeah, a friend of mine who's graduating actually wants to apply to be admissions.
Really?
Apparently that's the common thing for seniors to do when they graduate, to just.
what do you major in to do that? Like, what do you do to be, you know, to go
I
into
think the only like prerequisite is that you know intimately what makes a Stanford student. So it's probably not a prerequisite.
Yeah. They're like, I don't know, kind of how, like, if they like really want Stanford, like only Stanford people, like only like elite college people.
Yeah, and that's interesting. How do you, when you get somebody else who's coming from a different culture, how do you teach them about what you want for your own culture, right? That's trying to cross
That
those
is crazy.
trends. There's actually a movie that just came out. It's called Admission.
The one with Tina Fey? No, is it good?
Yeah, I actually saw it over spring break, and it was really good. I thought she's very funny. But it was interesting seeing that so close to having just gone through that process. But it was like very dramatized and everything. And they definitely took some artistic liberty, but it was a great story.
Yeah, no, it's so rude that they had that come out right now.
Oh,
It's so rude. You know, there's kids that are like, I hate you, Tina Fey.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
Also, isn't her whole deal in the movie that she's supposed to like rejecting people? Someone said, I read something. Like she's kind of like, maybe not.
Well, it was. So she's at Princeton, right? And so I think they like played on that stereotype a lot. They're very just like competitive, hard-edged. So I don't know if that was a little bit unfair to Princeton, but like you could tell they picked the school for the stereotype. Yeah.
Alright, well, I'll definitely check it out. I haven't gone to a movie in forever.
Me too. I guess I went over spring break. Haven't been since then.
Yeah. Are you excited about the Brothers one?
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. Iron Man 3 subsidized movies.
True, very true. It's a good event. I don't know. I'm not really into movies. Like, I mean, I'm not into Iron Man. I'm not into like action.
Oh, bummer.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's too bad. That's okay.
Did you like the first two?
They were fine. They weren't exceptional, I don't think. But I figure I'm gonna see Iron Man 3 at some point, and my schedule's not gonna be too bad that night. And it's gonna be in the theater, and it's free.
All good reasons. All good reasons.
The stars have aligned.
Oh, do you like movies like that? Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
like Avengers?
I like action movies.
2/3 menos,
Yeah.
1/3
Yeah,
el de Hawaii. Aquí, para que ya sean different, este tiene que ser 1/3 el de Fiji,
Yeah, I think we're done.
¿verdad?
Okay, so we-
18 minutes.